America worships size. Big cars, big houses, big everything, including egos. But here's the thing. The states that brag the loudest are usually broke, crowded, or on fire. Meanwhile, in the quiet corners of the map, the places you forget exist until you see them on a trivia quiz, life is actually pretty good. Safer streets, higher incomes, better schools, and something rare in modern America: peace. These states don't chase attention, they don't need it. They've quietly built stable economies, strong communities, and lifestyles that actually make sense. So today, we're exposing the 10 smallest states that secretly have it all. The calm, the cash, and the common sense everyone else lost years ago. I'm your narrator, this is State of Mind, and if you think small means irrelevant, buckle up, because these states are about to make the rest of America look ridiculous. Number 10, Rhode Island, the mini-state with mega ambition. Rhode Island is so small that locals joke you can jog across it before your coffee gets cold. At just 37 miles wide, it's smaller than some Texas ranches, but here's the twist: it punches way above its weight. It's the second most densely populated state in the US, yet somehow one of the most charming. Rhode Island has a strong coastal economy, a thriving design and education sector, and more old money than you'd expect from a place that could fit inside Los Angeles County. The median household income sits comfortably above the national average, the unemployment rate is below it, and the seafood is practically a religion. Locals enjoy quiet beaches, short commutes, and enough local pride to fill a bigger state. Sure, they still complain about traffic, but traffic here means 3 cars and a seagull. Rhode Island might be small, but it's living proof that quality always beats quantity. 9. Delaware, the state that owns your credit card. Delaware is the introvert of American states. It doesn't talk much, but it quietly owns half the room. With just over 1 million people, it's barely a dot on the map. But over 60% of US corporations are registered there. That's not a typo. Thanks to famously friendly business laws, companies from Apple to Tesla technically live in Delaware, even if their CEOs don't. What that means for locals is simple: steady jobs, a strong economy, and some of the lowest property taxes on the East Coast. And it's not just banks and law firms. The state's beaches, breweries, and small-town vibes attract people escaping DC chaos. Delaware's the kind of place where you can make money in the morning and kayak in the afternoon. It's not loud, it's not flashy, it's just efficient. If America were a company, Delaware would be the quiet accountant who keeps everyone out of jail. State, Vermont, small towns, big brains. Vermont has fewer residents than most cities' TikTok users, around 650,000 people total. And yet, it's consistently ranked among the top 3 states for quality of life, safety, and community trust. It's what you get when you mix Scandinavian social policies with New England sarcasm. There are no billboards, no Walmarts on every corner, and definitely no fast life. Vermonters live slowly and intentionally. Their economy thrives on small businesses, local farms, sustainable tourism, and, of course, maple syrup. Average income sits around $75,000, but you get something more valuable than money: sanity. People know their neighbors, politicians still answer emails, and crime wave usually means someone stole a snow shovel. Vermont is what California thinks it is: eco-friendly, relaxed, and genuinely content. 7. Connecticut, the rich cousin who pretends to be humble. Connecticut is small, but it screams old money. The median household income is $93,000, one of the highest in the nation. And you can thank Wall Street for that. Many residents work in finance, insurance, or tech, commuting to New York City by day, retreating to their lakeside mansions by night. The state offers excellent schools, polished suburbs, and a coastline filled with sailboats and quiet confidence. Yes, it's expensive, but unlike in California, here your taxes actually buy something that works. Connecticut is like that polished relative who doesn't talk about money, mostly because it's obvious. Number 6, New Hampshire, freedom with a maple. Aftertaste. New Hampshire's motto, "Live free or die," sounds dramatic until you realize it's literal economic policy. No income tax, no sales tax, minimal government interference. And yet somehow, everything functions beautifully. The state ranks among the top 5 for education, health, and median income, and it consistently reports one of the lowest poverty rates in the country. Its residents are practical, independent, and allergic to nonsense. The scenery looks like a postcard, and the sense of community feels like the 1950s, minus the casual sexism. New Hampshire proves that freedom isn't chaos, it's competence. 5. Maine, where peace became a lifestyle. Maine feels like America's retirement plan. It's peaceful, it's slow, and it smells like pine trees and lobster butter. The population density is among the lowest in the country, about 43 people per square mile, and locals like it that way. The crime rate is one of the lowest in the US. Cost of living is below the national average, and the seafood, well, they measure it by the ton. Winters are brutal, sure, but the people are built for it. They survive 6 months of snow just to enjoy the world's most underrated summer. And unlike Florida, when Mainers say quiet life, they actually mean it. 4. North Dakota, the cold, quiet success story. North Dakota has fewer residents than some New York City zip codes, but it also has one of the strongest state economies in America. Oil, agriculture, and clean energy have turned this icy rectangle into a money machine. Unemployment below 2%. Median household income over $76,000. Cost of living 20% lower than the national average. It's freezing, yes, but locals aren't broke, so the heating works just fine. Crime is rare, houses are affordable, and people actually wave at you. Not out of politeness, but because they recognize you. North Dakota is what happens when an economy runs on work ethic instead of hype. 3. Hawaii, paradise with a mortgage. Hawaii isn't just small in size, it's small in space for your budget. With just 1.4 million residents, it feels exclusive, until you see the price tags. The median home price, $1.1 million. Gas, groceries, and rent cost nearly double the national average. But locals are still among the happiest people in the country. Why? Because paradise comes with perspective. Even if you're broke with a sunset view, ocean breeze, and a pineapple that tastes like therapy. Hawaii is proof that money can't buy happiness, but it definitely buys a better view of it. Number 2, Wyoming, the billionaire's hideout. Wyoming has fewer people than the city of Boston, around 580,000. And yet, it's quietly become one of the richest per capita states in the country. No income tax, low regulation, and a business-friendly environment have turned it into a magnet for wealthy migrants. Jackson Hole is now the new Malibu, minus paparazzi plus elk. Oil and mining built its wealth, but tech millionaires and crypto investors are keeping it hot. The best part? Locals don't care who you are unless you block their mountain view. Wyoming is freedom, frontier, and financial literacy all rolled into one. 1. Alaska, the last frontier and the first to pay you back. Alaska is huge geographically, but tiny in population with just 730,000 residents. And yet, it's one of the few states where the government literally pays you to live there. Thanks to the Alaska Permanent Fund, every resident gets an annual oil dividend, around $1,300 per person. Combine that with no state income tax, breathtaking nature, and communities that still help each other, and you've got something money can't usually buy: solitude with purpose. Sure, it's cold, dark, and occasionally features bears walking through Walmart parking lots. But those bears don't pay taxes either. Alaska isn't isolation, it's independence perfected. The smallest states in America don't have the flashiest skylines or the biggest populations. What they have is what everyone else lost chasing clout: stability, community, and time. They've built quiet economies, balanced lives, and streets where people still smile at each other. They don't trend, they endure. Big states make headlines. Small states make sense. Maybe it's time we stop chasing noise and start chasing peace. This was State of Mind, turning facts into irony and irony into clarity. Subscribe for more stories that prove. Sometimes less really is more.